altar between the spirit and the participants of that altar, but primarily focus on the one who is getting the spiritual bath. Many people go there when they get court cases, murder cases, or trying to do. They have zero idea. They have no idea. This is a classic example of people perishing for lack of knowledge right here. They have no idea of the spiritual implication. Listen. Not only what they're bringing onto the person involved, but as a result of the spirit getting into this lineage, is now going to affect the future generation. The spirit will visit every family member who's susceptible if no one sees it, recognizes it, and break it. So spiritual baths. Yeah. Some people just have to come get it every once a year. Depending on the ritual they're doing, they have to renew it. It wasn't a one-time thing. Every year, January, February, March, on a specific date, they have to, because it's now an agreement between them and the spirits at that altar. If they do not come, all hell will break loose in their life because of the violation of the spiritual agreement. So the child who's had the spiritual bath now is programmed, and I want you to hear me. If God can open your eyes and see spiritually at this child, you will see the hordes of evil spirits of lying, murder, hate, bitterness. That's why they become so venison, stubborn, the spirit of rebellion on them. You tell them to do something, they're defiant not to take your rules, not to accept your laws. It's a spirit on them. Yeah. It's a spirit on them. And that spirit will follow them every step. You can call them familiar spirit, whatever you want to call them. They're not godly spirits. And they will follow that child. But the purpose, because remember it's a curse now, the purpose is to ensure that this child never advances. See, the frustration of what these spirits are bringing on this child, it will turn them into a criminal. Because it isn't that they wasn't trying to do the right things in life. It's that every time they try to do it, it failed or fall through. But that was happening by purpose because of what was placed on them ignorantly and they didn't know. So the child now turned to a life of crime. Now it's coming towards its end. Somebody can gun them down. Somebody, whether it's the police or whether they're fellow gunmen, someone can shut them down. And that's why you find most countries which have a serious murder problem, I promise you, there are high levels of sorcery going on there. A lot of those children who were dying, they were already programmed to die. They didn't even know. They had no idea they were going to die. See, the reason why, I can tell you, they're marked for destruction. There's a scripture, there's a spiritual law in the book of Ecclesiastes. I cannot remember exactly what it is, but I'm going to quote it, and you could Google it and just post it in the feed. And it says, "Be thou not overly wicked." Why? Why shouldest thou die before thy time? So the purpose of this, because remember, these children have no idea. These young men, okay, they are so overwhelmed by the many voices and suggestions from these evil powers that I'm telling you, these evil people that they have become, that's not them. That is what's on them. That's what's in them. And the idea is to rush them to that day of destruction, that appointed day. Be thou not overly wicked. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? I hope somebody can post that. I know it's in Ecclesiastes. Breaking in people's house, raping people. They become careless with their lives, all over the place, having sex, no protection, making children, not taking care of them. And you look at them, man, this boy got a demon, and you're right. Demons do. And the ignorant parents and ancestors they have no idea that they created this monster through the ritual that they were lied to that was supposed to protect this child, through the bearing of the umbilical cord, through the spiritual baths. So you saying, Kevin, I don't do those two. Well, let me give you some more. Give you some more. So there's this ritual. And this one normally occurs at funerals. When a relative dies. And if there's any babies, especially newly borns, in that family bloodline that attends to that particular funeral, just before they lower the casket, you'll have a group of family on the left of that casket and another set on the right. And they would take that baby and they would pass that baby from one side to the next. One side to the next. Now, the reason they're going to tell you they're doing this, which is utter lies and garbage, they would say the reason for this ritual is so that the spirit of the person who's dead does not come back and haunt the family or whatever. Absolute garbage. Again, it's now that's for one. Some other cultures will say this is to protect the child also. Remember, once that ritual is performed, and what is the purpose of a ritual? A demonic ritual, that is. It is to invite spirits that had no legal right before. They had no right to the child, no right to the family, no right to none of them. But now I'm giving the spirit the right. These are all what they call omens also. But no one never questioned, where did these omens come from? Where did these, who got the witchcraft practitioners? This was the counsel that the spirits at the altars gave them. These were in some cases remedies. Oh, your husband cheating on you? Okay, look, what to do? Walk around the house 4 times. And then walk backwards around the house 3 times. Okay? And have a glass of salt and water and drink it. Close your eyes for 5 seconds and open it. Some cases they will tell you, they will give you a concoction or have you go pick certain herbs and leaves and mix it with this and that. And they will tell you at 12 midnight sharp or 3 a.m. sharp or 4, just before daybreak, you must go at this 4-way intersection. Okay? And you need to recite or do this particular ritual or make this sacrifice with this cat, dog, rat, whatever. Now, why are they doing this? Because the idea is, again, the purpose of the ritual is to bring forth spirits, right? But in this case, the 4-way crossing represents the east, the west, the north, and the south. And all that simply means is that these were spirits, once being summoned by this ritual, are all coming forth. Because whatever this person was asked to do, the spirits are going to identify this person, and this is how it's going to be introduced into this person's life. I'm trying to help you. See, these things nobody can preach to you in church. They preaching you blessings. You can't get your blessing, my friend, if you have curses that's blocking them, or curses that was introduced to your life that push the blessings on the side. So you need to know these things, so now you know how to deal with it.